Two last things for you, John. Number one, pass interference being reviewable. We've discussed it before. I know you put your hat on as a former player and a rightful Pro Football Hall of Famer, and we'll get to that in a second. But you're a general manager who also watched a moment occur in the end zone in game 256 where sure looked like there was something going on in the end zone and nothing got stopped fully to review and change it. When you go to the owners meeting in March, what will you say when you maybe asked your thoughts on whether we should continue doing what we've done the last year on this front?
I think people have to remember the lesson Coach Dungy actually taught me when you look at these rules, always go back to where, what precipitated the move to have those rules in place, and I think the idea was that we got to prevent what happened in New Orleans last year, the clearest and obvious of things. Now the problem is, when you're watching NBC or Fox and you've got 32 camera angles and you slow it down to the nth degree, everything looks like pass interference. So, you take that play up in Seattle. Well, was there contact? Absolutely. But, if anything, maybe you call it on offense and on defense. And so that's why I think, in my opinion, and it's hard to do because everybody sits there and whatever way they want to see it, they can say, hey, there was contact. But I think, in my mind, you try to prevent the clearest and the obvious of things from affecting the outcome of a game. But if you start trying to adjudicate every little bit of contact and turning over things, I think the hardest part is in this first year that's been such a transition and really thinking that it's a moving target and not knowing. I mean, you figure like if you're in the game, you should have a good understanding of what is and isn't. And I think that's been tough, and I don't blame anyone for it. It's a new thing, but the stakes are really high. So it's a little nerve-wracking going into games. And I think the best way to do it and what we talk about, play with great technique. When you play with great technique, you don't put yourself in those adverse positions. And if you can do that, you focus on what you can control. And that's where our focus is right now.
So would you shed a tear if they said it's one and done?
If that's one and done?
If the rule of pass interference being reviewable is like, let's not do it anymore, would you shed a tear?
I wouldn't shed a tear. I think it's really hard. I'm a defensive guy, so
I hear you. I figured that.
For more of The Rich Eisen Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV for free on BR Live or download the Rich Eisen Show app.